Welcome to On the Corner of Main Street, presented by Plaza Hotel and Casino in downtown Las Vegas. Here is Plaza CEO Jonathan Jossel, Gary Vickery, and I'm your host, Lisa Melmed. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Gary. How is everyone doing today?
Very well. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
3 years.
3 years.
3 years of On the Corner of Main Street.
Where has the time gone?
Crazy, isn't
COVID.
it? COVID.
Yeah.
I loved it. Somebody used COVID as an excuse in a meeting yesterday. I nearly screamed at them. I was like, come on, guys, COVID's over. We can't still be... They're like, well, this hasn't come back since... I was like, please.
Bring back everything since
we got to
COVID.
be back to normal. And I do want to say... Congratulations to you guys, because you've come a long way, myself included, actually, all of us, because if you've gone back and listened to any of the earlier episodes, it's pretty interesting. In fact, if you're listening to this now and you haven't gone back, don't go back.
Don't go back.
Just pick up from like episode 20 or so onwards, where we kind of found our rhythm.
The first one
Is that
was
where you
good.
found your groove, you think? Episode 20?
When it came to, I think it was, just the three of us, and then started getting more of the guests and more comfortable with them. And I mean, it took a little bit of time to figure out what the hell we were doing. And I have a video of Lisa and I starting before we even met Rich over here. And
Our podcast producer.
our podcast producer.
Hello.
Rich, shout out to you on 3-year anniversary. Congratulations on 90 episodes or something like that. So
Thank you for putting up with me and all this in my direction.
Thank you for not falling asleep in any of our episodes yet. You've got it close. But
I'm very, very old, so it's only a matter of time.
Although, we should consider filming this. Everybody says we should film this. I just don't know how you do it. You're sitting in a bar in Oscars. People are coming and going later on. How do you film
If
this?
anyone's listening, who knows?
If you know how to film podcasts and we can get rid of Rich and get someone better
No.
no, we know.
Please, yes.
I did talk to somebody. We need about 3 cameras, and there's a little work that has to be done to it.
But that is the way to do it, because then you put on YouTube and
Wait, you were about to tell your story about the first
what?
recording of
Oh, well, we were going to do you and I were going to do it in my office, and we were like, we'll do it on, like, literally take a video of it.
Yeah.
and we set it up, and then the camera fell and ended up on the floor looking at us. It was very funny. But
We should post it. Post that video on social.
yeah, but we have come a long way. This our confidence, our ability to have a conversation, apparently, it's just much better. And I listened to some of those earlier ones. I was like, wow, this is interesting. But I think obviously we were lucky in that a lot of our guests were more seasoned and better at this.
Right.
We've had Oscar on probably 15 or so of the.
And people want to be on this thing.
Yeah, that is another thing. I have amazed at how many people have said they want to come onto it. I'm amazed at some of the high-profile people that listen to it that, not to mention names or anything, but told me that they heard this guest or that guest, and some of the biggest names in different industries have come across our podcast. I don't say they listen to it all, but they listen to different episodes. It's cool. It's great. And more than that, I love the everyday person that listens to it and comes downtown as a result of it and says, I'm coming downtown. I'm staying here because I discovered On the Corner of Main Street. So if you're listening, don't go back and listen to the beginning, but definitely pick up from like episode 20 or so onwards.
I think some of the diehard listeners, they've listened to every episode.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely people that have done that. And then definitely listen, if you haven't listened to any of the others, go back and listen to Freddie Glussman from Piero's, because it's one of the stranger conversations in the history of podcasts. It's a very unusual. If you know Freddie, you should definitely listen to it.
I do have to say that was my editing masterpiece. That took about 4 times.
Well, don't say that, because then it doesn't feel like it was really Freddie. It was Rich's perception.
Well,
Yeah, we don't
You're right.
we don't
You
do
could
any edits here.
we might have been cancelled if you hadn't taken out some of it. So it's good we didn't get cancelled then. But yeah, I'm proud of how we've built this, and by the way, I've had fun doing it. I don't know about you guys. Have you had fun doing it?
It's so
Absolutely.
fun.
Yeah, Rich,
A
you
little-
had fun doing it?
Our afternoon.
Beyond fun, yes.
Beyond fun.
Beyond fun.
Recording in Oscars.
Yeah. And just watching everything kind of grow around us, too, I mean,
There was nothing there
patio
when
is
we
almost
started. Yeah.
That's
There
true.
was a hole there. I
There
mean,
was no
or
circuit
was Las Vegas Club still in pieces, or was a hole by then?
I think it was a hole. They were eating
Yeah.
a piece. No, it must have, by 3 years ago. I mean, well, keep in mind, we're literally coming up on the 3 years of being shut down as well, right? So I remember walking down Fremont Street when I got the call from the governor saying we were going to be shut down in about 3 hours. And then it was like, oh, they were going to announce that we were being shut down in 3 hours, and then we had about 8 hours to actually shut down. That was. I remember walking on Fremont Street, and there was actually, I'll never forget it. There was a bride and groom outside of McDonald's
Aw.
at the D.
Really?
and they were eating a McDonald's in their bride and groom outfit, and the pandemic was in full force, and they were just standing there eating a McDonald's. And
At least they got married before the pandemic.
But yeah, in those 3 years, I mean, Circa's been fully built. They've redone the lights over Fremont Street. They put in the video board, and then all the construction we have going on here right now.
There's
Yeah,
a full-on
I believe-
patio.
Yeah, there's a full-on patio that looks great, and Main Street is just so nice now. The median that the city put in, it's clean. It's just a different world down here. It's really-
Greyhound, of course.
Greyhound left during that time. You're right. I got the key to the city with a mask on.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
in the mayor's office.
Exactly right. So the podcast has come of age. 3 years. I don't know. Where do we go, guys? Do we keep going, Rich? You wanna stay on?
Yeah, the money's good.
All right, maybe we got to think about the next evolution with video. But other
Maybe,
than that,
video.
But other than that, yeah, I think we keep going. We have fun. We have a few guests lined up, right? I mean, we have a couple of people when everyone's traveling, and then we have, well, not everyone, but a few of us are traveling, and then we have the grand opening of our new venue, so we'll be a little busy, but we'll get back to it.
Yeah.
Don't miss us too much.
The listeners won't let us go
Are
away.
you breaking up?
No,
Yes.
no, I'm speaking,
This feels like
just talking out loud, and you're not saying anything, so I'm just talking.
Well, okay, it's our 3-year anniversary, and last weekend we just finished up Super Bowl. Gary, I was very concerned for your mental health.
Gary
that's
being
okay.
a big Eagles fan is what you're saying, from Philadelphia, right?
This is my first day seeing Gary since Super Bowl. It's
No,
Thursday.
I saw him yesterday.
Well, yesterday was the first day.
I've been here, just been, buried into
Hiding.
my work.
Well,
I
when they
didn't wanna
won
think
like
about
2 or 3 years ago, whenever that was, you went back to Philadelphia, didn't you?
I did.
That night.
I did for the parade, yeah. Well, that was...
Did you have a ticket already, or did you book it as soon as they won?
No, I had it in advance.
Okay,
Yeah.
Do you have a ticket on Sunday?
I did not have a ticket on Sunday.
You
That's
got
a
it.
sign.
That's why.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
I just had my 30-1 ticket that lost.
That and don't hold the players as they're trying to make runs, and then then you're good. That's insider football
It's-
talk for you,
yeah.
Lisa. That there was a holding call.
Football.
It's okay. We had a great season. On to next year.
They'll be back. They'll be back.
Did you set fire or turn over any cars just to be at one with your Philadelphia brethren?
Now that's when we win. That's not when we lose.
I thought it was any time.
I have to say, and maybe it was just here, I don't know, but it was an incredibly calm crowd. I mean, no one. We've had issues in the past with just too much drinking and teams celebrating or whatever. Everyone was very respectful this year. I mean, we still had over 1,000 people watching the game here, maybe
Right.
more, way more actually. Yeah, so we had a lot of people here watching the game. I was impressed by it. Even the Philadelphia fans. I think our security team was expecting a bigger problem, but it was very calm.
I think everybody was kind of sucked into the game.
was a
if
good
it was a
game.
blowout, everybody would be drinking and carrying on. But I mean, it was on the edge of your seat the whole time.
And Rihanna, what do we think of Rihanna?
I didn't, realize
I
how
didn't
many
watch
good
it.
songs she had. She did a great job. I thought she did a great job. And yeah, Gary, you had a bad day, and I feel bad for you. But to be honest with you, you did not have as bad of a day as William Hill.
Yeah, what happened with William Hill?
William Hill had a much worse day than you. Well, look, I don't know what happened, and I love the guys over there, so I feel bad for them. But it'd be the elephant in the room if we didn't talk about it, because we had 500 people in line trying to cash out tickets or place bets, and William Hill's technology, from what I gather, crashed during the second quarter of the game. And
Statewide.
Yeah. It wasn't countrywide. At first, I wasn't sure if it was just Plaza. I wasn't sure if it was the whole country. I wasn't sure what it was. So we got the information, a little bit later, that it was the whole state, which means it's not just William Hill at the Plaza, William Hill at the Four Queens, William Hill at the Downtown Grand, but William Hill in the entire state, and then also Caesars, because it's the same company now.
Right.
It's the same technology. So all of Caesars were apparently down as well, which is a
Yikes.
huge thing. I can't imagine what must have been going on there. But what happened is it went down, and then Sunday night after the game, I want to say around 8:30ish, it came back up. I was with a few customers, and I helped them get cashed out, and then it went
Crashed
back
again?
down. And it didn't come back up, I think, for like 2 days. And then the app didn't come up until last night. And the frustration for customers was very palpable. And for many reasons, right? People wanted to put bets on. People wanted to bet the Chiefs because they were down 10 points at halftime. Maybe some of them, I didn't encounter anyone that wanted this, but maybe some wanted to hedge their bets that had other positions. So it was very frustrating, and it wasn't a good look for the Plaza, because we obviously, no one cares that it's not us. It's our
Right.
customers. They're here for a party. They're upstairs, and now they can't put any bets on or can't cash out.
Well, they can't cash out their tickets.
Tied up.
They
their
flew
money's
home.
tied up. And that was the other thing. Monday morning, I'm with customers now. They're like, I'm leaving. My flight leaves in
Yes,
now.
what did they do?
They're going to either have to mail them in or hold on to them. I don't know what they're going to do. They were not happy. They were not happy. And, you know, with the sports betting growing as much as it is, definitely not a good day for us or for them in terms of taking care of those customers. And it's difficult because we, Gary, you and I especially, have been doing this now. I think we were the first ones downtown to do a charged party.
Right.
And we were the first ones to do, you know, we do 1,000 people just in the one room, in the ballroom. And we've been doing that now 7-8 years, and now everyone else has started catching on to that. I think D does it, Circa does it, the Downtown Event Center does it.
Downtown Grand now.
They charge for it. I didn't know they did. But others have started trying to do it, and I think we still have one of the best options. But this was not a good look. It's difficult to build that brand and then not be able to offer the number one thing that they're all there for, or even cashing out, right? Everyone wanted to play that night. They're in town. They don't want to fly home with their tickets. So, you know, we're going to have to do a real after action report with William Hill on what went wrong and make sure this never happens to us again, because it was definitely not good for our customers.
Do you think it was the same technology that Southwest was using?
It's funny because Southwest on Christmas was like on the biggest day of the year, right? Although actually Southwest was different though, wasn't it? Or was there? No, it was them. It was their technology. You're right. Yeah. I don't know. No, it's not the same technology, I'm guessing. Gaming control board probably will be looking into that. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know how unfortunate the timing had to have been for that.
Well, William Hill, they'll bounce back before we get to March Madness. We'll have everything in place by then, I'm sure.
Yeah. But that aside, it was a great game, great Super Bowl. I think I saw somewhere it was like the 4th most bet on Super Bowl, which I was surprised by. I would have thought more, but maybe
the line was close too.
The line was close, but you also got to remember that that's in Nevada, right? So there's other states that have all got legalized gaming, and Arizona is one of our main feeder markets. So if everyone decided that weekend they're going to stay in, by the way, Arizona must have been an absolute shit show, if I can say that. You had the Waste Management Golf Tournament and the Super Bowl on the same weekend. I mean, that's got to be, it's a great time to Airbnb if you have a house there. Yeah. But it must have been, so tons of people that possibly would have come to Vegas probably went to Arizona, or if you're from Arizona, stayed there because you were like, yeah, I'm going to be a part of this this week here. So
all eyes are on us next year.
Yeah, next year it's going to be in Vegas.
I saw they have odds on who's going to be the halftime entertainment. The favorite is the Killers, -110.
Oh, it's like it's going to be the Killers.
I agree with you, other than I don't think it can only be the Killers.
And Imagine Dragons.
Maybe. I think it has to be the Killers with someone else.
And Panic at the Disco.
They broke up. You didn't know that? You're supposed to be like the cool person that knows about this stuff.
They'll get back together for the Super Bowl.
I think Killers has to do it, you would think, but maybe with somebody else.
Who?
I don't know. I'm not the guy.
Who else is... How can you bet on that? Don't the bets have to be on the court?
I think
on the field?
The guy that posted it, and like we can check, it's from offshore bookies, which is illegal for us. So. But there's a line, and Celine Dion was 200 to 1, and she's definitely not going to be the halftime entertainment.
Wow, that would be amazing.
Can you imagine Celine Dion at the halftime show?
Maybe Adele.
She's on there. I'll pull up.
You're probably going to have a who's who during this Super Bowl, during the halftime show, just because we're the entertainment capital of the world.
Well, that's the thing. I think they got to go big. Yeah. I mean, when you think about, here we go, the Killers -110, U2 +150, Imagine Dragons 220,
Taylor Swift,
Foo Fighters, Beyonce, Garth Brooks. Drake.
Where's Wayne Newton?
Wayne Newton is there at
Harry Styles, Bad Bunny.
30 to 1. He'll probably make an appearance, just may not know he's
have
there.
to, yeah.
He may not know he's there, but he'll be there.
Britney Spears, oh my God. I'd go.
Yeah, they're gonna have to go big.
Elvis impersonator.
I just don't know how you top, I think it was last year's halftime show.
Yeah, that was with Eminem and...
They're like 6 or 7 entertainers. I got to believe that's what's going to happen in Vegas.
Yeah, I hope so. It's more fun that way, I think. Rihanna was great, but...
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have other people with her.
Yeah.
So our tickets for next year's big game viewing party are on sale already.
Yeah.
So if you...
Popular demand. I mean, everybody's going to be in Vegas for the big game this year, or for the Super Bowl. So were you allowed to say Super Bowl?
On the podcast?
The Super Bowl is going to be here?
You can.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know.
But we'll still be our
us?
big game party, but the Super Bowl will be in town.
I don't even know what the reason is that you can't say Super Bowl. So yeah, we say big. Everyone has to say big game. Yeah, but you're saying because it's in Vegas, they can say it.
I don't know.
Copyright. No, it's because, and they do this worldwide.
We
own the word Super Bowl, and then if you're making money off something, you can't call it Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's the same as March Madness and March Mania.
Then you can't say it.
All right. Well, it'll still be our big game party. Tickets are on sale now. But the Super Bowl will be played the same time we're having our big game party.
Are you excited for March Madness or March Mania?
You were saying maybe that they were going to. There was a question about whether it would be blacked out because it's in the city, but that's only when they can't sell tickets.
That's only when
Super Bowl's definitely
yeah,
going to be
that's
sold
local
out.
Ball's
events.
gone, long
Yeah.
gone.
Imagine if they blacked out on TV and there's only if you went to the stadium. That was ridiculous.
That was the best commercial, the Tubi commercial.
I didn't watch one commercial this year.
Really?
Not one.
Oh my gosh!
I was
Did you see the Tubi one?
I did.
I was.
It was like playing the game. Did you hear about it? It was playing the game, and then it looked like you were pressing a remote control that went to like your home screen on your smart TV. People
were going nuts.
so mad,
Yeah.
and my heart fell out of my skin.
Why? Why?
I got scared that something was going wrong with our streaming, even though we don't have a smart TV. It's like a projector.
Right.
But
Oh, I didn't see it.
So
No.
it just looked like you pressed the home screen and then you're flipping through.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm standing next to the projector in the showroom, so I'm kind of looking over like I'm having a panic attack because everybody in the showroom started screaming.
Yeah. It was great.
I didn't watch it.
We had a very special guest here during Super Bowl, big game.
We
Our
did, yes.
chairman.
We had our chairman, Poyuz Abduldavic, was here for his 70th birthday. A lot of distinguished guests, a couple of podcast guests that are his friends that were here. Brian Greenspan, Larry Ruvo. Brian said that the last time he was up here was for the podcast. That was a great dinner, and the Oscars team did unbelievably. We got great pictures. You can definitely share some of those. We had Elvis here singing Happy Birthday. Then we all went down to Sand Dollar. Showgirls. You know what was cool for me is that he was able to bring all of his friends from England, from New York, from all over the country, all over the world, to Oscars and to the Plaza and feel good about it and show it off. And I think a decade ago that wouldn't have been happening for sure. So the fact that they were all able to come here and enjoy it was really great. And he had a great time. He got on stage. He sang with Elvis. Do you see that, Gary?
I didn't see it. No, is there a video?
Oh, there's video. Yeah, yeah. It was great. And then he came down for. We went to. They went to Adele. They went to Delilah on Saturday night, and then Sunday they were all here for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
In Sand Dollar, which was our little watch party over there. We had so we had Sand Dollar, we had showroom, and we had upstairs, and they were in Sand Dollar, but they had a great time. And he was very proud of what the Plaza's become. And shame we didn't have the new patio. We were hoping we could somehow tie it into the carousel bar, but all good things you have to wait for.
Yeah. What's going on with Carousel Bar?
Well, you can definitely see the shape of it. I did have a bet with one of our customers that on May the 1st, for $100, we'll have a cocktail in Carousel Bar. He said no chance. I said okay. So we shook hands on that. I'm pretty confident I'm going to win that one for Carousel Bar. What they don't know, and I try to tell him, it's like don't lose your money, but he still doesn't believe me. The Carousel Bar is being largely built off-site.
Yeah.
So it's going to just get here and drop in. But you can see the infrastructure is getting put together on that Carousel Bar. The ones that are less certain right now is still, not less certain, just date-wise, is still the patio and the new casino. Everything we're targeting is early May. The Carousel Bar will be open, I'm pretty sure, by April 15th. And obviously, construction is a different animal, and you got to be patient.
Yeah.
And you got to do it right. And there's things we've changed. The donut store is going to be amazing, but they're working on their own time schedule. And
What do you mean there's things we've changed?
oh no, not actually not. I meant things we've changed in terms of like dates, having to wait for and get more information. But we're pretty. We're pretty excited that when it opens, it's going to be spectacular, and that's all that matters.
You think the patio is going to open first on Oscars and then the casino underneath?
I think those two will be very close.
So close.
I think they're very close. Even though you're looking out this window and you're like, this kind of is coming together now.
They have a couple tables, it's ready to
exactly.
go.
You open
No,
tables.
you would think so, but there's a little bit of infrastructure that still needs to get in there, and the thing that's interesting is, because I'm like, well, the grand opening was meant to be March, April, and the weather's nice, but we're not building this for one summer. We're building this for the next 2 decades.
Make sure you get it right.
It's better to get it right now, and yes, it's going to be warm in June, July, August, but we knew that, and it's going to be a great attraction for us. Keep in mind, the business we're doing now and the way we're taking care of customers now is with all this construction going on. Imagine once we have these 4 new venues that are just going to be destinations for us, and a place we can all take more people on Super Bowl and other events. It's going to be great. They're going to be. What's crazy is it was hot on Super Bowl, and 2 days later, it was like a hurricane hit Las Vegas. It was freezing.
Yeah.
Like if that had happened on Super Bowl, I mean, the pool across the street, geez, the everything would have been different. The outdoor parties down here, that's insane how lucky they got.
I had snow at my house.
It was crazy.
Wow. But that's how Vegas does it.
Gets lucky.
Yeah.
Take care of people. No, but those venues are definitely coming together. You can start to see it taking shape, and it's been a slow and painful process, but we're getting there.
It's going to be well worth the wait.
Can we talk about Plaza?
Yeah, wow. Yes, please.
So when on Monday, we all come back from Super Bowl.
No, you got all your days wrong.
When was it?
So,
about a week ago.
Yeah.
The security found a tiny little Yorkie on the 5th floor of the parking garage and brought this little beautiful Yorkie into our offices, and she didn't have any matted hair. Like she could sit, like she was trained. So we took her to the vet, me and
it was last Thursday.
Last Thursday.
Yeah.
Took her to the vet to see if she had a chip, and the vet scanned her and they said no, she doesn't have a chip. So we brought her back to the office, named her Plaz, short for Plaza.
Very original.
And our Sue, who was on the podcast last week, our general manager, took her home, and our graphic designer took her home, and everyone was taking turns taking her home, but also bringing her into the office every single day. So we had an office dog, which was amazing. And we got her, or Rush, our graphic designer, got her a Plaza sweatshirt.
Very cute.
So cute. And we all grew really attached to this cute little dog. And then Sue, our general manager, took her to the vet to get a proper
Well,
checkup.
Sue said it's just not possible. This dog is vagrant.
Yeah.
It's just too nice of a dog.
Yeah.
It's well trained.
Yep.
She had it at her house. It wasn't barking. It was like just didn't make any sense to her. So then she was like, I got to get this checked again.
So she went to the vet again, and they found a chip.
Good.
And Plaza's real name is Amethyst. And Sue called the owners. The owners live in California, and Amethyst, or Plaz, was stolen from their house in December, and we found her in February.
Her parents got in the car and drove over to Vegas
immediately.
right away.
And there's a video of them being reunited, and it's the cutest thing. The Plaz was so excited to see her owners, and
Yeah, it was sweet. It was cute. And it really goes to show that the Plaza is not just going to take care of you, but it will take care of you. It will take care of your pets too. That's the kind of people. Although we're not pet friendly.
I was just about to say, we're not pet friendly here.
Don't bring your pets here. But if you lose your pet, we will take care of your pet
your pet.
until you find it. Because that's the kind of people we are. We take care of your pet.
Yeah.
We take care of you. We are all about taking care of the
So
people.
we should get an office dog.
Yeah, I wasn't that. I was like, "What the hell?" The dog was running up and down. It was very cute, but it is a great story and a happy ending, and I'm happy for the people because it's. I don't know who would steal someone's dog. It's the most.
No, it's terrible.
Horrible thought you.
And I don't know what kind of vet wouldn't find the chip the first time, because how many other doggies are out there with their chips? We
Comes for you.
posted Plaza's story on Plaza's TikTok at Plaza Las Vegas on TikTok. Check it out. It's her full story.
Instead of promoting, the great experiences and Oscars and our wonderful amenities, we're promoting the lost dogs.
A dog that isn't here anymore.
Aw, well, we miss you, Plaza, if you're listening.
Yeah, I hope the family that got to take good care of her.
Okay, so we opened this up to questions from the guests.
We did again.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did again.
Well, but I did want to mention Sandal because there's a few things going on in there that are very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
We are doing what we always originally started to do, but we had to get Gaming Control Board approval to turn it into more of a, I won't say nightclub because it's definitely not a nightclub, but it's considered a ticketed event, which gaming does call a nightclub. But we are doing more ticketed events in Sandal, so check out the calendar, make sure you're following. We have a big band tonight, and it's really cool to see these bigger draws in there. I don't know if you've seen any of them. We had Cairo Knife Fight there on Saturday night. Great bands and a lot more coming up. So definitely check it out because that's ultimately what we wanted Sand Dollar to be, to differentiate slightly from the one they have on Spring Mountain, which is just 7 days a week of standard live, not standard, but local live music. This is slightly bigger music, draws every couple of weeks, and that's now starting to take shape and a wonderful addition. So continue.
Well, that's actually one of our questions.
Oh.
From Vegas Confessions podcast. Can we expect more awesome shows and events like Babes and Blues and Latin Night at the Sand Dollar downtown in the future?
I think I just answered that. The answer is yes. And we do Latin night every Thursday, am I not mistaken?
Yep, no.
Which has been great. I love that. It's a great addition, and people are really enjoying that. It's a later night thing. And then we just hosted the agency, real estate company, their annual award ceremony. And that was a great group of people. So Sandal is definitely growing, and people that come in, they just love the vibe, love the decor, love the look and feel. It really feels like it's been there forever in terms of like a part of what we do. And it's only been there 8 months. So it's like everything, it takes time to build the brand and the awareness, and it's great. And still the best video poker pay tables in the city, and still the best deep dish pizza in the city, all in a great room. What could be better?
And then you add the cocktails that they have.
Vital Vegas is heaven.
Right. Then you add all the cocktails that they have in there, plus the video poker. It's a win-win.
Agreed.
Well, this isn't a question, but Scotty J509 said, "Smoke-free is the future. The first place that tries will get all my business." Can't wait.
Scotty J, can't wait to have you. We will have Smoke Free here in a couple of months. And look, I've now come to realize both sides of the debate. I respect both sides of the debate, and it doesn't really matter because we're going to be offering both. We're not one or the other, we're both. And we offer you both in a wonderful environment, and we'll be the first ones to really embrace it in downtown Las Vegas. Actually, probably in the whole city, because Park MGM is extreme. It's all non-smoking. We're going to have both. Why are you laughing?
Because I recognize it's so nice when podcast listeners become friends, because I'm recognizing a lot of these names of people who are asking.
I didn't know you did an open format thing for questions. That's great.
How much? Okay, Vegas Reviews VG says, how much does a penthouse cost per night, and does it have a private elevator?
Well, I can answer that question.
Sure.
We reserve our penthouses exclusively for our casino guests, so they're not openly available for sale. And they do have a private elevator. Well, we have a certain bank of elevators that privately go up to the penthouse floor. And you have to have a key in order to access the penthouse level. So Vegas Review VG, reach out to us directly. We'll see what we can do.
But we did just remodel. So we have 3 Derby suites, right? We have the biggest rooms we have on property called the Derby suites. We have 3 of them. One of them we just remodeled entirely. Gary and I using our exquisite taste and design. And good reviews.
They look beautiful.
They look good. They look one of them.
One of them looks beautiful.
We just did one, and we're going to play around, tweak some things, and then ultimately move on to the other 2. But yes, we have. I always think it's funny when people say like suites in Vegas, because like there's so many variations and penthouses, and every property you go to they have different names for them, and it's quite extensive. You can have penthouses, you can have 2-story suites, 3-story suites. You can have all different genres of rooms, and it just depends what people like.
Yep.
Lynn from NJ says, can anyone play pickleball on your courts, or do you have to be a hotel guest? And anyone can play.
Great. Yes. Yeah, anyone can play. We have. I would just call, especially on weekends, because they do get booked out on the weekends, especially. But I would just call to make sure they're available, or go on the website where you can reserve directly on the website. We have a lot more corporate events and companies taking time down there, and we have lessons down there and clinics down there. So yeah, I would just make sure it's available. But yes, it's for anyone. Anyone can play.
Yep. And at the pool deck, you can rent the equipment as well if you don't bring your equipment to Las Vegas with you.
Las Vegas UK asks, being a Brit myself, I love the fact that a fellow Brit is in charge at the Plaza. I wondered if there is anything from the UK that Jonathan Jossel has implemented into the Plaza, cultural or otherwise. And when do you start serving tea and crumpets? And could you also start offering comp champagne and strawberries when Wimbledon is on?
I like the champagne idea for Wimbledon. I'm not sure anyone here is watching Wimbledon with the time changes. That's not that bad, actually. But it's funny. On the weekend, I was talking. I had a friend here from England with me, and I told him I was having an issue with William Hill being down. And he's like, William Hill is in the same bookies on the high street in London that I used to go to William Hill when I was very young, on the high street in England and place bets.
Okay.
So the irony that they're now William Hill is our partner here in Las Vegas is not lost on a lot of people that know me. That isn't why William Hill was here. It was purely by coincidence, of course.
Lorraine said, will you ever get the Killers to play at the Plaza?
The Killers have become too big for us little guys. Although we'll never...
They did film the video here.
They'll never be able to take away the fact that the Man was filmed here. It was an iconic video that I starred in, and the property looked great in. But also, they are just huge. I mean, we were just talking about them playing the Super Bowl. Why would they? They might one day do a smaller venue, but at this point in their lives, they're just too big. I mean, they're just too. And we don't have a venue really made for them. I mean, our showroom would be great, but I think it might be the worst kept secret. But they'll be playing in Vegas again soon.
Super Bowl?
I'm not saying anything. Actually, that's a good point. That's why they won't be Super Bowl. We should take that bet. Interesting. So, yeah, no, the Killers are... I would love them to play here. Everyone knows that. And they have a song called On the Corner of Main Street, which was our inspiration, as everyone knows. So it would be cool if they should come on the podcast and sing a song.
G-Boy TX says, how does Plaza manage its iconic lights outside? Is there one designated staff for that?
Not
necessarily. I mean, they're on timers.
Yeah, they're on timers. But we run them now most days because it's... So we're running them now during the day just because of all the construction up front, so make people know that we're open. The lights help. We don't have a dedicated team member. Our engineering department oversees them. They replace bulbs if and when needed. In fact, one of Poyu's guests this weekend commented how he was like trying to find light bulbs out, and he's just like, I can't believe you guys have all these light bulbs running at the same time, and so flawlessly. But no, we have a dedicated team member. Yesco does help us. Yesco being the Young Electric Sign Company, which is the biggest sign company in Vegas, I think, and certainly one of the longest runnings. And they do all of the larger projects, but in terms of just maintenance, we do that in-house.
If you go back maybe 8 years ago or so, not every light bulb
was on. That's true.
Right.
Yep. But you got to have the light bulb. Someone once told me, that's the first thing people see on the exterior. It's the first impression.
Mike Scuderio, what's your favorite casino-related story?
You got to give me a little heads up on that one.
Okay, we'll come back to it next time.
Wait, what was the question? Casino-related story.
Yeah.
There was a night when we had a dealer making some hole carding errors, and this was probably 8 years ago. I'd just become the CEO. I was pretty young, and I remember coming in, and the table game supervisor was saying it was amazing. It was like they took insurance when they had blackjack, and they didn't take insurance when they didn't. It's like they knew what the card was. So I had the guy watch the camera, and of course they were hole carding, which means the dealer's putting their thumb under the card when they're swiping out, not on purpose necessarily. It's training, and I saw right away, and I told them what, and I felt pretty cool because I was like, I was 29, and I identified what had happened there, and long story short, we that was pretty cool. But yeah, those would be from just purely gaming, if that's what the question was. Those are two pretty memorable moments.
Crawford Esquire said, how much did you make fun of Gary about the Eagles losing?
I mean, that's not what it says here, but
I took I made a lot of fun of Gary for the Eagles
you
losing.
Did? I felt really bad.
And then I texted him like a meaningful message later that night, being like, everything's gonna be okay, and he never replied.
I didn't respond to it.
See, Kevin Durant got traded to the Suns.
I think that's huge news. Yeah, I think it's huge.
We should bet on the Suns.
You're saying that as a Phoenix fan?
As a Phoenix fan, as a Phoenix native.
Give people some context.
Okay.
Just watching TV during the recording of our podcast?
If Lisa, Jonathan, and Gary had to work at the same strip property for just a week in their current roles, which one would it be?
Well, that's a really good question.
Do we have to agree on it?
It says the same strip property. I feel like, okay, you would say the Wynn.
Okay. Gary go the Sahara.
Gary would say Sahara.
I do like their poker room.
And I would say Cosmopolitan.
Okay.
Before.
But don't we have to go together?
Yeah, so where should we go between those three?
I don't know.
Oh, it'll be fun.
Let's see.
I'd probably the Wynn.
Yeah.
We'd probably learn the most there.
All right. I mean, are we going just to learn, or are we going to make some changes?
We could probably teach the most.
We could probably teach the most there. That's what I said.
We could probably share the most knowledge there.
No, actually, you know what? I think my answer would be, I think we would help go open the Fountain Blue.
Oh yeah.
He's got too many ties with us.
Funnily enough, not funny enough at all. The Fountain Blue no longer has Cliff as their president. Right. Cliff was on our podcast a few months ago. Cliff is a great guy. I was very sad to see him leave. So I wish him all the best in the future and whatever he does. And the new CEO is Lisa's friend and my friend, a lovely lady called Colleen. And you're going to have to book her to give us the insight onto
We should have her on the podcast.
the podcast so that we can give people some insight. What are we now? February? So give them a couple of months for her to get up and running, and hopefully the thing's opening later this year as they had originally planned. And we'll see if Colleen can share some more stories about the Fountain Blue. But yeah, that opening is going to be fascinating.
Yeah. Aaron B. asks, is it possible to book rooms online? Gary?
Absolutely. PlazaHotelCasino.com.
Well, team, happy 3-year anniversary.
Happy anniversary, guys.
Thank
We'll
you.
be back in a couple of weeks. Get back to some of our regular scheduled guests.
Yep.
And get some more team members on, maybe.
Yeah.
People seem to.
Yes.
People love that. The host team are doing a great job. So if you don't have a host in Vegas, reach out to a great host team we have here.
Yep.
Reach out to us on social media. Let us know who you want on the podcast. Share it with us. Share who you want to hear more about. And where can they share the information, Lisa?
Just send us an email at podcast@plazahotelcasino.com or tweet Jonathan at Jonathan Jossel, and please follow us on social media. On Twitter and Instagram, it's @PlazaPod, and on Facebook, find us at Plaza Podcast. We'll see you next time from right here on the corner of Main Street.